Welcome back to another day, everybody. It's windy, we're at home today, and we got some stuff to work on. We got a tractor here, we got to till the garden here in a little bit. But I also need to get this tent off of the camper. It has not been off since we put it on, and I'm going to use the tractor and these hay forks instead of trying to manhandle it and almost kill me and Sarah like we did when we put it on. So, we're just going to take these strut straps off, and we're going to pull the tent off this thing real quick, because we got some work to do on it. Well, tent's off. It's been a while since I've seen the camper without the tent on it. We'll get one back on soon. Check on the chickens. What? I think we need to till the garden now. That needs to be done. And we'll have to get back to the camper later. Garden's tilled. Now we need to plant. We're running a little behind, but better late than never, I suppose. After our 9-day trip in the camper, we're kind of in cleanup mode, reset mode, big changes coming mode. We're getting all the dirt and grime from the road cleaned off. Caleb's spraying the Suburban off over there. And I think I'm going to put that tent on that Suburban for now, because I got to take this roof rack off. You may have noticed we put a Z71 rack on the 3/4 ton. We took that off the white one. And I'm going to take this rack off here because we don't need it anymore. We've got something new. Part of which is here. I don't think it's all here yet, so I'm not going to show it right this minute, but we're going to work on some other stuff, and then I got to get that rack off. But you can just see all the dirt and grime, and a lot of it's washed off in the rain, but we got to get everything cleaned up and unpacked, repacked, ready to go again for our next adventure. we got the tent on the 8-1. That's temporary. It's just while we're swapping racks and stuff around on the other one and putting, we're gonna get some, we gotta figure out where our tents are gonna go because we got the bigger one now. But we gotta swap out the rack on the camper. I don't know if we're gonna get to that today either though. Eventually in this video. We also got some of the garden planted. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of potatoes. A couple of these are short rows the way our yard is, but should be a fair amount of potatoes. If they do well, we might have enough potatoes for all winter. We'll see. Hopefully they do well enough for that. But we'll see. We just gotta get the rest of the garden planted here in the very near future. All right, another day, guys. And you may be wondering why I'm in a trailer. I'm in a trailer because it's slightly cool, it's windy, and I need a flat place to work on this. This is the roof rack of all roof racks when it comes to Suburbans. This is the ultimate, this is the best. It's also basically the only roof rack that's like a legit custom-made, designed for Suburbans, overlanding roof rack. It is the one. And I'm gonna open this up and see what all parts we got. I don't think this is the entire rack, but I might be wrong. I think it comes in multiple shipments and I haven't got the other one in yet. But that's why I had to take the camper, or the Suburban, I can't talk. That's why I had to take the tent off the camper and put it on the Suburban so that I can pull the Z71 rack off and put this one on. So I'm gonna open up this box, and I got me a nice flat surface. I got my lights on, and I got no wind in here. I'm gonna put a roof rack together, and then I'll be able to just pull it out and put it on later tonight or tomorrow. All right. Let's see what we got here. Packaged very well, nice and protected. Looks like this is just my side rail pieces, so the parts that go down the side, and probably the front piece. Yeah, this is the front piece. Yeah, we'll get this opened up all the way. All right, I got this box opened up, so you can see the aluminum powder coated. These are the side pieces. These will bolt together with these brackets. And then these are the aluminum pieces that go onto the roof. They've got a really nice rubber piece on the bottom here to help with vibration and protection on the roof there. This is, let me just say, I don't buy a lot of accessories for my vehicle to a certain degree. Like, I don't get into just spending money on endless accessories. I do very strategic planning about what I need to accomplish my goals with the vehicle. And I'm also really picky about what it looks like. I know that may sound crazy considering what I drive and the way our camper looks to a certain degree, but I waited a long time to get a specific white Z71 matching. I specifically got a Z71 Suburban originally because that's exactly what I wanted. I love the Z71 roof racks that come stock. I like to carry canoes. I like to carry all kinds of stuff. Whatever I want to carry. I love the roof racks on those, and I'm very picky about stuff. So this product is probably the nicest product I have ever purchased to put on one of my vehicles. I did get a discount. I'm working with them a little bit. They gave me a discount on this, so I didn't have to pay full price, just letting you know. But this is a super clean product. Like, I bought my ARB bumpers, the other really nice product that I have, and I bought that used. I waited and waited and waited trying to find a deal on a used one because I couldn't afford a new one at the time. So I waited, I found a good deal, I saved some money, I got a used one. This is a really nice product. I just need the rest of the pieces. It comes in 2 different boxes. They told me that before I got it. Well, once after I ordered it, they told me it would come in 2 shipments. And so I got this in, and the rest of it will be in tomorrow. Should be in tomorrow. This has the notches cut in here. So this is the front plate. Once it all goes together, you'll see, but this is the front plate. These are the notches for the antennas. So the camper has the antenna still on it. I could have removed those, but this actually will also fit the 8.1 Suburban, and it would need both of those notches. So if I ever want to pull that off of the camper and put it on the gray Suburban, I could certainly do that. So I can't wait to get the rest of the pieces and get this thing put together, because it's gonna look so good. And we've got 2 of them. So the Suburban and the camper are still gonna match. They're gonna have awesome roof racks, so we're going to mount the tent. This is the only roof rack, as far as I know, this is the only roof rack for these on the market that's like a full roof rack replacement. I don't like baskets. I don't like a lot of the goofy stuff people put on them. I realize that a lot of times that's the most cost-effective way to get done what you need done. For me personally, it's not what I need done, and I don't like it. I need a heavy-duty, quality roof rack that can support the rooftop temps I want to run, that can support my family and all this kind of stuff. So this is the exact product that I wanted. I've been watching their products ever since they started producing them. I've been following along with Baseline because I like their products. They make a lot of products for Suburbans, Tahoes, Chevy trucks. They cover a lot of trucks that nobody else covers. And they make really good products. And they work with some great partners to produce roof racks, bumpers, a lot of different products. So go check out Baseline. They've got some awesome products. And I'll be back tomorrow with the rest of the parts and get this put together. Be right back. Well, it's another day, guys. And look what I've got. I've got more stuff from Baseline. So hopefully I got everything now. We got us a little gasket here. I believe that goes on this plate. I'll verify that. Some thread locker, a bunch of bolts, a bunch of washers, some more, I'm not sure what these are, probably something to do with the, looks like bolts and maybe some specialty nuts for the extrusion. Some more bolts, different lengths. These are some little ties, I believe, that will go onto the extrusion. Nylon block nuts and some more washers. So we've got hardware, and this should be the rest of our cross rails for this. So I should have everything to put this thing together now, which I'm super excited about. Sweet. Lots of extruded aluminum right here. This stuff is so flexible on the things you can do with it. It's very strong. It's lightweight. It's like, I use Unistrut for a lot of stuff. This is like Unistrut, except way better, way lighter, stronger. It's just fantastic. I definitely have some more plans for using some more extruded aluminum for some solar panel mounts and some things like that at some point. All right, I gotta figure out how many of these go on this, etc., etc., etc. All right, step one is gonna be taking this bracket and attaching our front piece to our back piece. And we gotta do this 2 times because each one of these will run down the length of the vehicle. Let's see, that's gonna go on this side. Go just like that. And Baseline, they don't send paper instructions with this, but Baseline has very good installation instructions on their website. So you just go to their website, you find the vehicle you need to do, you download those instructions to your phone, print them out, whatever you want to do. Very good instructions. They just don't send them in the box as a piece of paper, which is kind of normal these days. You just go download it and look at it on your phone like I did. Oops. I grabbed the short bolts. Need some of these. And I'm gonna do exactly what the instructions said not to do, just use an impact on it. But I'm being really careful, so it's okay. Wouldn't recommend that because you might strip something out, but I use impacts a lot, and I think I can do it carefully and not mess anything up. All right, I got the first one done here. I just got these lightly snugged, and then I figure there'll be some tightening and adjusting that needs to happen later on as we get it further assembled, and probably even once it gets on the vehicle, a little bit of tweaking to make everything fit just right. So, time to get the other one put together. All right, now it's time to assemble the front fairing. This is the front fairing piece. And because this one has the antenna notches, this specific piece right here also has a notch in it. If you don't have the antenna notches, or at least if you don't have this one, there won't be a notch. That one is short enough, it doesn't need a notch. But this one has this notch in the extrusion right here. So this will sit on top of here and then bolt down to give that rigidity and strength. Let's get it bolted up. All right, this is assembled, nice and sturdy, nice thick aluminum with the extrusion on the back. Lots of rigidity there, which I really like. I didn't know it was going to have that piece originally, and I really like the strength that has to offer, especially if you're going to mount any accessories on here, which I have some plans for both the camper and the Suburban where some things may be attaching to the front of this. So pretty excited about that. I'm liking it. All right, it is time to get these bolted on to those, and then we'll put cross rails in. All right, so there's multiple mounting brackets that go in different spots. So this rack bolts up to the factory mounting locations on the Suburban for 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. And then I think the front one will require a new riv nut. But everything else bolts right into the factory location. So this bracket goes on the back. This one's gonna go right here. And then there'll be a couple little ones kind of in the middle. I'm gonna get these bolted on to both of these pieces, and then we'll start working on the crossbars. These are just some more of these bolts with a washer and another washer and a nut. Very simple installation. It's not hard, but if you don't want to install it yourself, feel free to hit us up at Tracer Customs. We can put one of these on, or any other type of rack you want. You want something installed, bring it down, we'll install it. Or if you want us to order it, we can order it and install it. Probably actually do the other one of these on the Suburban down at the shop, because the Suburban is at the shop. When the rest of the parts come in, I'll probably go install it down there, because it'll be easier than doing it here. And I've got a nice spot to work in, but still easier at the shop than here. And we can put a rooftop tent and mount it on top of it too if you want. And you could ship your rooftop tent. Sometimes freight shipping on tents is really expensive unless you have a loading dock to ship it to. So if you want to get a tent and ship it to our shop, or have us order you a tent and have it shipped to our shop, and then we can mount your roof rack, your tent, the works. So that's always an option if you don't want to do it yourself. putting the cross rails on now. They're going on super nice and smooth. There are 11 on here, 10 on the top, 1 on the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 cross rails. That's versus 2 from a factory roof rack. Maybe, I guess technically a Z71 has like 3. There's a stationary one in the back with the roller, and then there's 2 movable ones. Like a regular non-Z71 roof rack has 2 flimsy little cross rails that attach with plastic. This is a nice roof rack. This is why this is the only roof rack I would even consider putting on my Suburban. It is really high quality. And if you want to see it in person, before you buy one, swing by the More Expo here. Hopefully this video is up before then. But the More Expo is coming up here in a couple weeks. And we're going to be there with the camper. Hopefully with the 6.0 swap Suburban. We've had a few issues on that. Hopefully it's running by then. If it's not running, I'll probably tow it up there on a trailer. We'll make it work either way. We'll be there with the 6.0 Suburban and the camper. So if you want to come out and see one of these before you order it, to just like look at the quality or whatever, come out and see us at the More Expo. We'll be in the storyteller area. We don't do many events, so like 1 or 2 a year. We'll see how this one goes. We've been there once before. We've never been in it. So we'll see how it goes, but we're excited. So come out and see us at the More Expo. You can check out this roof rack, our camper, all that good stuff, and see, you know, if you want to buy one of these. It is a really good quality rack. So I am super happy with it. Can't wait to get this one and the second one all mounted up on our vehicles. And it's going to be really nice to know that I've got a solid roof rack holding up our very expensive rooftop tents. So can't wait to get this on and the new tent on. It's gonna be good. All right, I'm like halfway done with putting these on. Almost halfway done, not even halfway done yet. Almost halfway done. All right, the rack is together. It's really late at night. That's why I'm working in a trailer with my lights, because it's dark outside. Certain aspects of this would probably be easier to do on the roof of the vehicle. I've kind of left some things a little bit loose. I'll pull the Z71 rack off hopefully tomorrow, maybe this weekend, sometime soon. It'll be in this video, don't worry. Pull the Z71 roof rack off, put this one on, clamp everything down. I haven't put any Loctite on any of these yet. I'll do that later. So I figure there's a lot of adjustments that I'm going to want to make before I cinch it all down. So I'm going to call it a night, and we'll be right back tomorrow or the next day to keep working. Well, good morning. It's another day, and it is time to swap out the roof rack on the Suburban camper. Z71 rack is coming off, and the baseline is going on. I love these Z71 roof racks, but you can see you got the roller, which I think is an awesome idea, especially for loading ladders and canoes and stuff. I kind of want to try to figure out how to put a roller on the back of the baseline rack, but I don't know if it's possible. And then you got this stationary bar, and you got 2 movable bars. And I've always just taken Unistrut and built stronger crossbars, because these bars, these are decent, but they're not that strong. They don't hold up that much. They sag a lot, super bendy. So we're gonna pull this off and get the new one put on. First things we got to do, pull these plastic covers off. We'll start with a couple screws right here, some T10 little screws, and get these little screws out. Then we can pop this plastic cover off here. So you can see here, this is not necessarily a super strong system. This is aluminum. There's one bolt right there holding that down to this plastic assembly, and then there's two bolts here that bolted into the roof. But that one bolt, when this is on here, it looks like it's pretty sturdy, you know, but it's just a plastic cover. There's two bolts holding a piece of plastic down, and only one bolt holding that. That is all that's holding the front of that on, and that's where a lot of your upward force is going to be if you're carrying like a canoe or something, things like that. So they've always held up for me, and I've carried a lot of stuff on the roof, but when you look at it, you're like, it really doesn't look that strong, but it's worked. The back covers also have a bolt here and a little bolt there. Get these covers off, pull the back apart. Some little tabs on here. I think I've already broken a couple. They're probably need to run like something in there and pull those out a little bit better than I've been doing. That one broke. I broke one on the front, and I got the other one without breaking it. Old plastic's always a pain to deal with, especially when you don't really know how it's on there. So this back part is where things are quite a bit different on the Z71s versus the normal roof racks. There's a bolt here and here, which it matches. You can actually interchange these. You can take a Z70 roof rack and put it right onto a non-Z71 Suburban. But this bolt right here does not exist on the non-Z71s. That's the only difference. There's three bolts here holding it down, and the non-Z71s, the regular roof racks, just have the two. But again, this only held on by one bolt back here, so that rail's not as sturdy as it would look. This back part here, this is pretty solid, but I still like the Z71s. Baseline's a lot stronger, a lot beefier, and it'll bolt up in all the same locations, except I think we add one set of rib nuts in the front. All right, so now I just need to unbolt this, and I'll show you how that works here in a minute. All right, I got all the bolts removed here, so this is free. These are T25s. In case you're going to get one at the junkyard, you'll need a T10 and a T25. I think that's it. Once you get the bolts off the front and the back, this part, there's bolts down in here, but you can't get to them. So if I remember right, this whole thing either shifts back or forward. Put the camera down and I'll find out. It just like shifts, and then it'll come on latch and come up off of those center mounts. Boom. So these side mounts are just you can see there, it just slides into a notch, and then these each have one screw in them for these mounts. So get the rest of this pulled off and then get the new one set up here.
I'm way over here and I cannot reach it.
All right, we've got the whole roof cleaned up. We're ready to put the new rack on. The only potential concern is where this is and how it's gonna fit right here. So we'll see how it fits. Hopefully everything works the way we want it to work. If not, we'll make it work one way or another.
I'm better with my arms straight than if I held it slightly bent.
All right, we got it sitting up here. This is going to be an issue, which I figured this would be. I figured we'd end up notching out and kind of building a basket around this a little bit. So we're probably going to do that. Right now I'm just going to remove, actually I might be able to just scoot them. Make some adjustments here and see if I can make this fit. All right, we got it sitting up there. Everything's looking pretty good. I've got some alignment stuff to do on the front here, so I'm going to try to get all these feet adjusted and kick this rack up as high as I can. That's what they recommend doing, give you as much clearance. So I'm gonna start bolting the feet down to the roof, then leave everything loose and kind of try to get the rack set up, and then I'll adjust the front. These have to line up on the holes, and then I'll adjust the front and the antennas accordingly. It's not quite lining up here, but I think I just gotta loosen up some stuff, get it all adjusted, and then it'll be good to go. All right, we have the rack on. Everything is bolted and tightened up. If you're gonna do one of these, I would recommend, I think it says this in the instructions, just leave these feet loose here so that there's some play so you can get it up here and then make your adjustments and cinch things down as you go. You just kind of work through it to get your height set. There's a little bit of variance in where these bolts are going to be at and where the height of your rack at. There's just the holes there have some play, which is perfect. It's what they need. Everything lined up pretty good. The back was a little tight, but it fit. I've got to add riv nuts up here. I'll do that at the Tracer Customs shop at some point. And like I said earlier, if you want one of these installed, you don't want to do it yourself, you're in Arkansas or near Arkansas, swing by Tracer Customs, we can install one of these for you. The front here, I've got a little bit of a gap and I'm not sure exactly why. Seems like I'm barely hitting here, and this antenna is kind of squished. I don't care about the antennas on this because it's a trailer, but if it was a Suburban and I wanted those, it works. I'm wondering if there's a little bit of variance in maybe some of the year models on the exact antenna placement or even the roof rack bolts. There's a lot of things that variables that if they're slightly off would throw off your cuts here, but everything's fitting. It just seems like this should be down a little bit more, and I can't. There's play here. These can come down. This could kick down further, but it hits the antenna when it does that. So I'm happy with it. It works, but it seems like it's not quite perfect, but that's just the perfectionist in me coming out. But everything else is looking good, straight, flat, stout. It's gonna hold a tent really well. And on the camper, since I've got a vent right here, this is a little bit snug. I kind of have to help it close. I turned this bar sideways and I turned this one sideways to fit the fan in. So those only have one screw on the side for now. So most of the bars would have 2 bolts in them like this. So these I've got turned vertical instead of horizontal. So I'll probably drill a hole here and here so I can get a second bolt in there. And then I'm gonna get some more extrusion and kind of build me a little box around this part. I may put 2 pieces in here so I can have, because this sits in front of our tent, this can be a storage area and a spot where when I'm working, setting up the tent, I can stand on it and things like that. So that way I don't have to stand on my roof and be tearing up the roof of my camper. But it's looking fantastic. I like it. I like it a lot. Baseline makes a really good product. So much better than a factory roof rack. And some of this may even be changing a little bit, not the rack, but we got some ideas coming up with that new tent. Not 100% sure yet. We got some things to figure out, but it's gonna be exciting. So, and I just got the notice the rest of my second rack shipped today, so I'll have it here in a couple days. We'll get one on the white Suburban, and they'll be back to matching with the best roof racks on the market for Suburbans. Super happy with it.